race fans all go. From the green to the checkered flag, every story, every brag, got the voices that never lag. Yeah, they're talking fast and talking loud. Feel that static turn to gold. Every lap, every tale gets told. It's Rooster Racing Radio. Turn it up, let it roll. Where the asphalt meets the soul. Yeah, you feel it in your bones. Rooster on the mic, bringing fire to the night. With firemen riding shotgun, keeping everything tight. Yeah, they're living every life they show on Rooster Racing Radio. Roosters crowing about the fastest line, calling moves right on time. Got that passion you can't define, like a V8 screaming overdrive. Fireman's got the calm in the heat, breaking down every passing beat. From the grandstands to the street, they make the chaos sound so sweet. From the pits to the final lap, they got every angle map. It's Rooster Racing Radio. Turn it up, let it roll. Where the legends and the rookies all collide inside your soul. Rooster bringing high, keep the energy alive. Fireman, keep it steady while the sparks begin to fly. Yeah, they're calling every high and low on Rooster Racing Radio. When the caution lights come out, they're the voices through the doubt. When the engines fade away, they keep racing through the sound. Stories burning like a flame, every driver, every name. They don't just talk the game, man, they live it every day. It's Rooster Racing Radio. Let it blast, let it go. From the short tracks to the pros, yeah, they run the whole show. Rooster bringing thunder, fireman bringing spark, lighting up the airwaves like a fire in the dark. Yeah, if you love the race, you already know there ain't nothing like Rooster Racing Radio. Friday night lights, engines start to roll. Static on the dial, but we're begging for more. Voices in the booth telling stories of the track. From the green to the checkered, ain't no holding back. Short track heroes, dirt flying high, chrome shining bright underneath that sky. Every lap counts, every move is bold. On Rooster Racing Radio, the stories get told. Turn it up loud, loud, let the whole world know we're chasing that checkered wherever we go. From the backstretch battle to the victory glow, it's Rooster Racing Radio. Yeah, the engines scream and the stories flow. Feel the heat from the front row show. If you love fast cars, then you already know it's Rooster Racing Radio. Talking about the drivers and the rivalries, late night calls and the memories. From Anderson nights to that county line, we break it all down every single time. Guests in the studio, legends and names, up and comers chasing fortune and fame. Every turn, every spin, every hard-earned win, we bring you the fire, let the show begin. Turn it up loud, let the whole world know to the final lap. We're the voice of the racers, yeah, that's a fact. No matter the track, dirt or paved, we're living the life that the racers crave. Hear the tires squeal, feel the rumble inside. Every Friday night, it's a wild ride. Grab your crew, crank the stereo. This is more than a show. Turn it up loud, let the whole world know we're chasing that checker wherever we go. From the backstretch battle to the victory glow, it's Rooster Racing Radio. Yeah, the engines scream and the stories flow. Feel the heat from the front row show. If you love fast cars, then you already know it's Rooster Racing Radio. Yeah, it's Rooster Racing Radio. Yeah, the aces live and the engines blow.
Welcome once again to another edition of Rooster Racing Radio. I am your host, Rooster, aka Cody Devers, as a lot of you guys may know me. We got a good show coming up today. We got special guest Dalton Owen. He's in the house. We're going to bring him on here in just a few. Last week we had Bob Lemons. Talked a little bit about the Winchester Speedway secrets. If you didn't know a lot about Winchester and some stuff like that, go check it out on Spotify. Just like this one will be uploaded shortly after the broadcast ends. The live broadcast, we'll have it uploaded on Spotify. So go check that out as well. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about Anderson Speedway last week. I had a exciting race. And first off, I want to put out that when I pulled into that facility, I felt like I was watching the Little 500 for a weekly show. Even the wife was like, man, there's a lot of cars in the parking lot. And I was like, man, this is just a weekly show. This is normal, it's still early. And then I actually was sitting in the stands, and I looked out and was like, man, there is a lot of people. I mean, that place was wrapped all the way around with fans for just a weekly show. So I was impressed to see 18 street stocks. Going from 6 or 8 street stocks to 18 street stocks, I'm sure that was a lot. And then they had a big old 8 or 9 invert. So that put, Kirby starting on the pole. That put him starting 9th. So he had to work for a little bit. Got up to 4th there. Him and Andrew, they were working up, had a big checkup there. Going into one on a restart with a 3-wide incident, and got tangled up there together. So James went from 4th to 12th and then had to work his way back up. And I believe, I think he ended up 3rd. So definitely was a good street stock race. I didn't get to stay to watch the Ford race. When we bring Dalton on, we'll kind of let him talk a little bit about the Ford race. I heard it was exciting, and they tore some stuff up. So definitely should have been a good race. The modifieds, Dalton Connor checked out. It was actually a really good race for the modified 50. There was from the first week to last Saturday was a big turnaround. I will say that. I went from a wreck fest feel like I was watching a demolition derby to watching a race. So that was a big one there. So a lot of good action. Front wheel drive race. It was eventful as always. The heat races, the Crown Vic heat races were probably the most eventful. The front wheel drives were pretty eventful, but I think the Crown Vics, the heat races, they put on a show more. They put on a show more than anything during heat races. So definitely was interesting way there. So a lot of good racing there. Anderson will be back in action this coming Saturday, 2 days from now. I believe there's Vicks. I'll have to get it pulled up, but I think there's Vicks, Roadsters. What else, Dalton? the Vors Welding and Steel late models will be in action, and the trucks. I got a special class coming in for the trucks, so looking forward to that. I think we're up to 7 roadsters, so that's a big car count for us compared to what we usually have. The Vicks, they'll have a big car count like always, probably 20, 30 cars of them. The super trucks, I think I've heard there's 12 of them, but I'm not sure. And the late models will probably have their, I think they had 7 or 8 last week or their last race. Hoping to see that car count grow more. So definitely looking forward to that. We're trying to get the car ready for the Roadster race on Saturday. It's not looking promising. Found out we have an oil leak and nobody's got what I need in town. So plus a little bit of financial situations are a burden on that too. So we're still trying to make it though. But I believe there's 7 roadsters signed up as of right now. So that's going to be a good field. They'll be on the oval for their 25 lap feature, and I believe the Vicks and the Roadsters are running heat races, if I'm not sure, this weekend. So definitely going to be interesting to say the least. So, but that's kind of a little bit coming around the blocks with Anderson. MTR will be in action this weekend, the 16th of May, and then at Winchester. And then we will be on the 30th of May, the last day of May, we will be at Shady Bowl Speedway. So that's going to be an interesting first time in a while. Actually, I think this is the first time ever the Roadsters have been to Shady Bowl in God knows how long. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think but one person, which is Doug Duggar, I think he's the only one that's ever run a Roadster at the Shady Bowl Speedway. So that's going to be fun to see how this race goes. And if you've never been to Shady Bowl, go to your local Payless or your local Meijer or Walmart and buy you a Pringles can and pull out a Pringles potato chip, and that's Shady Bowl. It's up and down. It's a roller coaster. You're constantly on off the gas. It's a fun little place, is what I've been told. So gonna be fun as always. But before we bring Dalton on the show, we want to thank everybody again that tuned in last week. Bob said he had a blast doing that, and it was pretty fun. And if you want to bring yourself on the show, message Rooster Racing Radio or myself on Facebook, or if you have my phone number, text me, and we can get you on the show. So definitely going to be fun times coming with the show. So looking forward to that as well. Also, you can catch all Rooster Racing Radio archives on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you go check out all the links. And you never know, you may hear yourself on Spotify or YouTube or Facebook. So without further ado, though, we're going to bring on Dalton Owen, Mr. Champion, Mr. NASCAR driver, Hendrick Motorsports, number 57 driver, Dalton Owen. How we doing, sir? Man, had a good strong run last week, I heard.
Yeah, it's rough ending for the feature 3 laps in. Got loose coming off 2 and got tangled up with another car.
Yeah, and we were just talking about the heat races. Your heat race was probably the most eventful one. I feel like you guys were 2 and 3 wide, beating and banging. I mean, how was it from your seat in the race car?
It was fun. Went 5 to 3, and I didn't get to watch the rest of them. We were in heat 1.
Oh yeah, so you were in the Fast Boys heat, weren't you? I think somebody told me you qualified on the pole or something. Fifth. So learning curve. This was a new race car for you too, ain't it? So definitely got to work the kinks out of it, work the bugs out of it, and go from there. So I got a notepad here, my cheat sheet. Don't hate on me. Few questions. First one's gonna be, what got you into racing? Did you just like the adrenaline of it? Family do it, or what got you into racing?
Watching my dad do it since I was born, it's cool, and that's what kind of got me started into racing. And I just want to continue. And
Remember, make sure you you're looking at the camera, tell them you're in your underwear sitting at home.
But yeah, just watching my dad and my uncles do it just made me want to do it. And here we are now.
Yeah, and didn't you race dirt bikes before you actually got into a big car?
No, I rode dirt bikes, but I never raced one.
Gotcha. Um, so the next one is, what do you like about racing? Do you like the adrenaline? Do you just like the thrill? Is it just you just like racing, or what makes you like racing?
The thrill and just going fast. That's just me. And
Turn left, go fast. Go fast, turn left. That's what it was. If you don't know, go check out Dalton Owen's interview with Anderson Speedway. He says, "Go fast, turn left."
it's fun being a 15-year-old driving a full-size car.
Well, and it makes you look good too, because you're out there with the big boys, the adults, and you're telling them, "Hey, I can do this too, man."
Yep.
So, what did you, is the Crown Vics what you started racing in? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Never go karts, quarter midgets, nothing like that. Mic check. Mic check 64. Everybody got us. Everybody got us. Mic check. Mic 45.
The receiver died on us. I usually charge it or plug it in so it doesn't die.
So I guess we'll talk until they tell us again that they can't hear us. And then we'll repeat ourselves 14 times. That was, I mean, you would say that was fun. That was something we would do it again is switch car. Well, I don't know if I would get a Vic again, but I would definitely let you in the Roadster again. The Vic, I don't know, man. The Vic to me is just, if they would give me at least a left rear mirror, like I have on the Roadster, just that left rear side mirror, I'd be good. I don't need a rear view mirror. I don't need to worry about the right side. I just need that left rear side. If I could have that, I would be totally cool.
Yeah, I would definitely drive that thing again. It was fun.
And you can't. The shifting's easy.
It is.
I know when I was kind of hesitant because, I wasn't hesitant that you didn't know what you're doing because I know you've driven dirt bikes and I'm sure the sequential shifting is kind of the same, but not really the same except you've got a, handle over here. So, huh? Oh, we've been talking to ourselves again. Okay. So let's do this. Mic check again. Mic check again. Mic check again. This is why I use the podcast mic. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They work the first half and then they decide they get a mind of their own. So we'll go again. We'll try again. Mic check again. Can't hear them. Go check out. Dalton Owen's interview with Anderson Speedway. We're just talking away. Have a vibes. Here we're gonna do this. Can you hear us now? You probably can hear us through the camera now. We may have to just talk to the camera. Is that better?
She said not at all.
Not at all? I'm gonna have to go grab a podcast mic. We're gonna take a commercial break.
When performance matters, when speed is everything, there's only one name you can trust. Welcome to Robbins Racing, your go-to shop for elite legend car and roadster segments. Led by John Robbins, the winningest driver in Anderson Speedway. We don't just build cars, we build winners. We know what it takes to get to victory lane, and we'll help you get there too. From precise setups to race day performance, Robbins Racing gives you the edge over the competition. Robbins Racing, built to win, proven on track. Get your car dialed in today. Looking for the next level in motorsports coverage? Welcome to Elevated TV, where racing comes to life. From the high-intensity action of the Madhouse racing team to behind-the-scenes moments you won't see anywhere else. We don't just stories. At Elevated TV, we specialize in professional sports broadcasting, bringing you crisp visuals, expert commentary, and coverage that puts you right in the driver's seat. And it doesn't stop at racing. From live events to to custom productions, and everything in between. Elevated TV does it all. If it's worth watching on Elevated TV. Tune in. Turn it up. Get elevated.
Welcome back here to the podcast. You should be able to hear me now. I hooked up the actual podcast mic, and we have changed the mics. I don't know what happened to the mics. I was just telling Dalton under the commercial break that they just get a mind of their own, man. They just they work when they want to work. So definitely a let's see if we got a mic check now. But still, we'll know in a minute. So we're gonna kind of restart a little bit here. You know, we were talking before the mics interrupted. We were talking about you know, you driving the Roadster, me driving the Crown Vic. You know, that was fun.
It was fun.
I don't, like I said, I don't know if I would do it again, but you said you would do yours again. So definitely a trial and error with that. Like I said, I was uncomfortable, but I know you're a lot shorter than I am, and you know the pedals for me were good. It was the hit my head every lap. I was like, man, come on, give me a little bit. Actually, when we sat down there for a while, I took my helmet off, and like, that's about as much as I could get because my helmet was hitting the roll bar. And I told your dad that I was like, can you just move this roll bar up or back or do something with it? And he's like, why? And I was like, because it's hitting, like I just keep hitting my head on it. And we'll get a mic check here in a minute. Watch. We'll be talking over how to redo this all over again. Mic check. Mic check 64. I think they could hear us at that point. I mean, that was my big thing was that bar. Like, I don't know. And then I was trying to get in and out because the seat was so far forward, and I was like, man, you can definitely tell you were shorter than I am. Yeah. Were you comfortable in my car?
Yeah, I was comfortable.
That's good. That's good.
Belts were just a little tight.
Right. You know, when it comes to the Vics, what's been your most fun race you've ever been in?
It'd have to be the 100 lapper at Mount Laurel last year.
Gotcha. Now, what makes you say the 100 lapper?
We went from.
You gotta speak up a little bit too.
We went from towards the back up to fourth and like 50 laps. Then I had a right front go down, and it was really fun being able to drive through the field like that.
Well, and you seen the picture we used for the thumbnail. I think you actually won the heat race that night or something.
Yeah.
So I bet you that was cool winning a heat race.
It was.
So is that time you beat your dad?
No.
Or y'all running the same race?
That was with Austin.
Oh, Austin was driving the.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I want to ask you this too before we get too far off the Roadster subject. What'd you think about seeing Scott in the Roadster and doing better than him?
I don't know.
Come on now.
He's a little older than I am.
No, what are you trying to call him, old now?
Yeah.
Come on. I like Scott. Scott's a pretty good dude. I actually had texted somebody before I text Scott, and I had asked Scott, or asked them if they would drive the car. Well, they were going to be out of town that weekend, and, you know, like I said again, everybody knows how the car count is with us, and I was like, I want my car out there, so I knew Scott had a little bit of experience in a legend car, and so I was like, you know, just drive my car for car count, and he got out there, and it was funny because Xavier was like, he had told Scott, he said, man, you got to get up on the wheel. And Scott was like, he's like, man, I'm just having fun. I'm like, well, have fun and drive your butt off. And we took the car over to John's, and we put all new bolts, and I mean, it was a mess after the Winchester wreck, and then it was pretty fun watching Scott wheel it, and then Scott was actually having problems because of how the seat is so straight up. His back was hurting. Yeah. And right before the race, he told Xavier, he said, get in and drive. And I was like, Xavier's like, I don't know, I ain't had no practice in this thing. And Scott's like, you've driven one before and you've driven a legend car here, get in. And Xavier ended up getting in, starting dead last, and finished in second. He just didn't have nothing for John because he had no practice. So it was pretty cool, you know, to see somebody else drive my car, and have us can hear good now there at the end. Okay. So, you know, and I really apologize for the mic issues. This is, like I said, this is all trial. I usually use this mic. I don't know why I didn't use this mic. It is what it is. We learn from our mistakes. And so my next question is talk about your, you know, do you ever want to get out of VIX?
Yeah.
What would you want to go to?
I'm gonna be in a modified later this season.
Really?
I'm looking forward to that.
What modified?
My dad's.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's a different animal.
Yeah.
You're getting more motor and lighter on the car.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. And I like the modified division. If I could afford one, I'd buy one. You know, I'm kind of like your dad. You know what I mean? Like, we're, I wouldn't say low class racers, but like we're mid tier racers. Like, you know, a lot of the work on our cars we do ourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of the money that we spend on the car comes out of our own pocket. And you know, you've been there with him, helping him, I'm sure. Yep. So you've seen that. So you know, going modified racing, that's, you know, gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. And like I said, if I could get one, and James Kirby, he's been begging me. He's been telling me, you need to get a modified, man. You need to get a modified, or get a Vic, or get a legend car. Get out of these roadsters. And I'm like, man, like, you know, a lot of the guys in the roadsters have helped me out a lot. You know what I mean? And it's like it's hard to leave a series when, you know, and you've been there too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure. You know, it's hard to leave a series when, you know, all your buddies racing it. You know what I mean? Or, you know, they've helped you a lot. So it's gonna be cool to see you in a modified. I'm excited. I know we're going to get you in this car at least one time this season. We've talked about that. Probably going to be an Anderson race because I don't think me and your dad talked. I don't think you're ready for Winchester. Not in this thing. You didn't get to run Winchester in the Vic, did you?
No.
I wish they do. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get why they won't, but I wish they would. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know how you feel about it.
I wish they would too.
I mean, here's my thought process, and this is coming from looking inside, you know, outside the box, inside the box. If you're going to let us run there with 6 cars, 7 cars, you know what I mean? If we're safe to run there, I don't see why Crown Vic's not safe to run there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, me neither.
I know there's been a lot of talk of fuel cell, but, you know, a lot of people say, you know, well, why put a fuel cell in to run one track? You know what I mean? You can't go anywhere else with it. So it's like pointless to put a fuel cell in.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to throw the chat up here. Anybody got any questions for Dalton? We're kind of going to just sit here and chit chat for a little bit. I'm kind of all out of questions, as you can see. So, here's a question. If you had to take the Vic anywhere in the United States and race, what track would you want to go to? Salem. Even though it's not in Indiana, you don't want to go anywhere else.
I don't know.
That's a hard one, ain't it?
Yeah.
Mine is probably if I was getting a Vic, I would probably want to go to IRP. Not just because it's in Indiana, but that place just looks fun. I mean, I've raced it on iRacing. I'm sure you have.
I don't have it on iRacing.
You don't have it on iRacing? Oh man, that place is a blast. It's the asphalt of dirt track. I mean, you can your preferred line is against the wall. You're gonna throw it in there. I mean, I've watched the ARC and the truck race there, and then I think Cletus, the Indy 800's what, Friday?
Yeah, we're going to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought about going. I really thought about going and watching the Indy 800, but it's like, man, like I got enough stuff to do here. Plus, I'll be working, and I don't get off work till 6, and then it's an hour and 15-minute drive for me, and it's like, So I think it's your mom. She said you have raced dirt and asphalt. Which one do you like better?
It's 50-50.
Come on now.
Dirt's fun, but asphalt is fun too. I don't know. It's a hard question also.
See, I'd run around. If I was to go dirt, I'd probably want to race a midget, Kenyan midget on a dirt.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And what dirt? You raced at Circle City, I'm assuming?
I raced Circle City once and Mount Pillier.
That's a track I was actually going to go there last Saturday. I think it was the 28th. I was going to go there over Anderson, and I was looking at the rain, and I was like, man, this rain don't look too promising. And, dirt track, you have a better chance of an asphalt race getting in with the rain coming than you do a dirt track, because once it rains, it's over.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about dirt racing, but I'm sure it's over. I could just, because once that track gets wet, it gets muddy, and it's just a slop. I'm sure with the Crown Vics, it's not too big of a deal, but when it comes to, a late model or modified, I'm sure they can't race on dirt, with it being all mud packed. I think I'd like to see a Southern Raceway, Hunt the Fronts Southern Raceway.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's a cool track.
Yeah, and they put a lot of work into that place. They put a lot of work on that place. I've seen Salem. They put a lot of work on that place. I think the biggest thing with Winchester is, and I just heard, I think they had to do, something with their insurance to get this big rig series there, where the big rigs had to do something with their insurance because they actually were going to cancel that race, and then because of an insurance deal, and I think either the track or the series that was coming had to do something with their insurance. So I think it was a big conflict of deal. So they actually got that race back on because of insurance. But it says, what track has been your favorite so far? I know we kind of hit on that a little bit earlier. Plymouth. I've never been there. I've seen it. What makes that your favorite track?
It's slick asphalt, and you never stop turning.
So it's about like Shady Bowl, where you're
it's
constantly
fast.
Huh.
It's fun.
Now you got to give me some pointers on Shady Bowl. You've been there. I'm going there. I've been to the place, but never raced on it. It's bad when I got to come to you to get pointers.
It's definitely a difficult track. It's like a bull ring.
Like a Pringles Lay's potato chip?
Yeah. It's uphill, downhill consistently. And it's just...
Which corner's harder? 1, 2,
3 and 4.
3 and 4. And see, I've heard that a lot. Even from the Legend guys, they say 3 and 4 is a lot harder because it's more of a dive in there, and then you got a hard brake, turn right, or turn left.
Yeah.
So, the place looks fun.
It is very fun.
And I've heard a lot of good things about it. The only problem with me is it's so far away. It's like it's like a 3-hour drive for me. That's gonna be the only not fun part. But it's like going to sports tournament. I think you finished second in the
third in points down there.
The U Stars or the regular?
The Future Stars.
Future Stars. That's what it was. We went down there and raced in March. That was pretty fun. That place is different. Them Crown Vics out there are different.
That place is fun, and it's really difficult.
I can agree with you. There's actually a video on YouTube I was watching of myself, and the rumble strips. If you hit them things, it's like, it's a teeth chatter. When it comes to that place, and the Crown Vics down there, man, they don't play. No. Even I watched the Future Stars race. They don't play either. if you had a track that you've been to so far, what would be a track that you would want to go back to?
Plymouth.
Plymouth, for sure. So and I know we talked about Mount Lawn. That's another track I've never raced. I've been to, practiced on, but I've never raced on. You know, they say turn the was it the tunnel turn?
The short turn.
Short turn. There you go. Is the hardest corner.
It is, but
You seen anybody go off in the creek yet?
yeah, a few times.
A few times. That ain't good. And like I said, chat, the chat is still open for questions. Y'all throw them questions at him. Come on. Ask him some questions. I just kind of threw something together. You know, I know me and you we just met. Me and your dad, we just kind of met, last year?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been keeping my eye out on you. You've come a long way. You did run the National Crown last year, didn't you?
No. I ran the 4th of July.
Gotcha.
And a couple more figure eight races, but
Gotcha.
we didn't end up running the Crown last year.
Gotcha. You going to Speedrome this year? So track you just don't go to?
We're thinking about it Sunday, actually.
Really? They race Sunday?
Yeah, with the young guns down there.
Oh, they got like a kids class for Crown Vics?
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's cool. And I'll be honest with you, I think there is enough tracks around here that race Crown Vics, and there's plenty of Crown Vics. I mean, everywhere you go is, look at Sports Room, they got 96 of them that show up every week. You know, between Mount Lawn and Anderson, there's like 60 or 40 there, some anywhere between there. It's a big gap, but there's somewhere in between there, they have that. There's a lot of Crown Vics. I think, a kids class would be perfect. You know what I mean? And here, we kind of talked about this last week on the show, getting the kids involved. The biggest way to get kids involved is to take them to a racetrack, number one. And then number two, juice box races, bicycle races, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giveaways. And I think, having a class specifically for the kids, you know what I mean? Like, and here's my thought process. If one kid, say you go out there and you're in the Future Stars race or whatever, Young Guns, whatever, and you start dominating and winning every race, then I feel like, yeah, you should move up with the adults.
Yeah.
But, putting a 15-year-old person in a race car and has no clue what they're doing and putting them out there with 28 other drivers that have been racing at Anderson or anywhere for their entire life, it's just not cool. I don't know how that would be fun. I think that, having a guns class is cool. And I think Sportsdrome is probably one of the best Crown Vic tracks around. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? I know everybody's got their opinion. I know they're rough and rowdy down there. I can tell you that. They're rough and rowdy. When we went down there, it was just so cold. I stayed and watched I watched the Future Stars race. And then I watched because there was like 4 different features, dude. There were so many of them. And like, they don't send people home. They race everybody. They just run 4 different features.
The A, B, and C.
Yeah, well, there was a D main that night. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? I was like, and I think I left the track at like 11 a.m. and they were still racing. Like, they still had another feature to go. And I was like, geez, Louise, like, where am I at? You know what I mean? And granted, I only had to go 5 minutes down the road to the hotel, but it was like, holy crap, what am I doing here? So, I'm going to do something a little different here. You have anything you want to ask me?
How many tracks have you been to?
Oh, boy. Racing or watching?
Racing.
Just in Indiana or Indiana, North Carolina?
Anywhere.
Well, I've raced in Indiana. I've raced in Virginia. I've raced in Tennessee. I've raced in North Carolina. I've raced in South Carolina. And I've raced in Georgia.
What was your favorite?
Man, I have to say Coastal Plains Raceway. And I have to say, it's always, where you grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up racing there. Carteret was right down the road. I absolutely hated that place. That place was a go-kart track at one time, and I hated that place. Like, I didn't like that place. And you know what I've done? I've done a little bit of everything in racing. Got from, flagging, being a flagman, to racing, to being a pit crew member. You name it, I've just about done it. And as far as racing, you know, only the last 3 years have I been just full-time racing. But I mean, and a lot of it was due to John. But yeah, Coastal Plains would have to, and I've been trying to get John to go to Coastal with me. I told him, I said, let's make a trip down there. You know what I mean? I think he would like that place. Carteret's another good place. You know, like for legend cars. I hated that place, but I mean, a lot of people like that place. It's on the East Coast. I would have to say it's probably one of the nicest tracks. They have a bar in the middle. To beach. You literally pull out of the racetrack. You go down to the stop sign, make a left, and the bridge to get to the beach is right there. That's how close the beach is.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, you know, Coastal Plains, there's a drag strip there. You get the round track there. There's a mud bog pit now there. I think they just added a go-kart track there. I mean, it's like a motorsports plex there, you know, like it's like going to Darlington.
Yeah.
It's definitely, you know, a fun place. It provides really, really great. It's got a dog leg. It's got I would say it's a bigger Shady Bowl in my opinion. It's got that up, and then you drop down in the dip, and then you come back up a little bit on the back straightaway, and then it's a hard braking into 3 and 4, and then it's a dog leg up the hill, back down into 1. They actually, I think they were just started Vicks there this year, and that's probably one of my favorite tracks. And then Carteret would probably be my second, and then another track that I've never raced at, that I've always wanted to race at, is Caraway. I don't know if you've ever heard of the North South Shootout. They have it's a big race for them down there. It's fun. It's take Anderson and stretch it out about 100 yards. That's
wow.
That's Caraway. It's their car count there is not really good. I mean, it just depends, you know. But you know, it's a hit or miss, I'll say. But yeah, I mean, Caraway's another track that, you know, Crown Vics are gonna do good at. I know they just started that Outlaw Super Series or whatever for Vics. Their first race was at Bowman Gray. The other week got rained out. They were supposed to go to Caraway. They're supposed to go to Caraway, I believe. But the North South Shootout, I think it pays like $2,500 for Vics.
Wow.
And it's like, I think it's like $300 or $500 to start. It's a big race down there for them. You know, the late models and I think the modifieds are the big deals, but I think the Vics have grown so much down there that they try to put big money on for the Vics. So, looks like your mom said, what's your goal you want to accomplish this season? Beat Dad all the time.
Yep. I want to race side by side with my dad.
And, you know, that'd be cool. You know what I mean? I you know, I personally grew up without a dad. I don't have a dad. So having your dad, you know, racing along with you is really cool. You know, I wish I could have that moment, you know what I mean, to be able to get on the track in the same car and be able to race with my dad. But yeah, that's having your dad race. And your dad's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. You know what I mean? Like, I've met a lot of people, but he's probably one of up there in the top tier coolest dudes. But yeah, I definitely think that, you know, that'd be cool.
It would be cool.
And like I said, your dad, like, he trips me out because every time he pulls in when he's only got the car on the tow truck, he'll just grab that air horn, and I'm like, "Yep, no, who's here?" And I mean, he does a lot for the Vic division, though. I feel like too. You know, I know you probably know more about that than I do.
We bring a couple of them.
So I know one time you guys were bringing like 4 or 5 of them. That was like 2 of them. So, and like I said, I've been working with him to try to maybe run a race. I don't know, man. Like, the mirror thing's the only thing that throws me off. I mean, are you allowed to have spotters?
No.
No spotters, no mirrors, heads up, straight up, falls to the walls.
All you have is Missy
yelling at you.
Yelling
at you, yeah. And see, that wouldn't...
But she's helpful, in my opinion. She helps me out a lot.
Yeah, she does a lot for what she does. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she doesn't have to tell you when, you know, tell lap cars to get out of the way. You know what I mean? Really, it's not her job to tell you as a lap car to get out of your way. You know, the leaders are coming up on you, really. You know, so that's something extra I feel like that she does. You know, there is a lot of things that, you know, I feel like Missy could, you know, doesn't have to do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I feel like that, you know, she does because she wants to do.
Yeah.
So, and that's cool, you know, that it helps you out, you know, with her telling you, hey, you know, the leaders are coming up on you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I've heard a lot about that from a lot of people. You know, sometimes, like, for me, I don't like it, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not even wear the race receiver. I hate the race receiver. I hate things in my ears. Like, I think I've raced with a spotter twice in my entire racing career, and I've been racing since I was 5. I started in go-karts. And I think I've raced 2 times with a spotter and hated it. I don't know, man. I just don't like things in my ears. It just, it drives me nuts. So, have you ever had anybody spot for you?
No, but I spotted for my dad, and I've spotted for Austin at Salem.
Gotcha. In the VIX?
Yeah.
What, the Halloween race?
Yeah, the Halloween race.
That's pretty cool. Are you going to try to do that eventually, or is that something you've thought about?
I want to this year, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
That's a big thing down there.
It is.
I've been to that one time, and Xavier raced it. I don't know if you remember when Xavier raced it.
Yeah, I do.
And that's a survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You gotta be. That's not a race. That's a survival race.
Yeah.
I think that year they didn't even run the whole feature. They say 9 times out of 10 they don't.
It takes too long.
Yeah, it does. Well, you gotta think when you start. Was it 33 or no? They start everybody, don't they?
Yeah.
If there's 100 cars show up there. I think when last year there was a very slim amount, but the year before that there was like 64 or something like that started. Because I think we started like 33rd in the middle row.
Yeah.
I told Xavier, I was like, "You're crazier than hell." But yeah, I'm excited to see you in the modified though. That's gonna be cool.
I'm excited myself.
Are you just racing it in Anderson, or
I don't know yet.
are you getting made up your mind?
That's up to my dad.
Come on, Pops, let him race it, man, at Anderson.
But I know I'm gonna race a couple times at Anderson if we get it done.
Right. Yeah, I think the modified division will be good for you. I mean, and like I said, you're not scared of it, so it's like you're gonna go in there and be good. So, but yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
You gotta thank your sponsors. Come on,
yeah,
now.
Oh, yeah.
We're firing him. Oh boy, he's gotta pull it out. Gotta pull the sponsors out.
I won't. I gotta thank Vintage Wrench, Cash Cores, Barlow's Used Parts, Shane's Barbecue, Smith Family Farm, Rhodes Realty, Stone Age Smoke Shop, Ario and Towing, Wagner Heating and Cooling, Parallax Motorsports, and JW Pro Build. And special thanks to my dad, my mom, Mike, Grandpa, Adeline for being my biggest fan, and Alan for last year letting me race his car at Sportstrom.
I was gonna say, you weren't even in your own car then. You're racing somebody else's. I mean, and I'll say this. This is coming from somebody that's drove other people's cars. You know, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and it was really fun.
And, you know, I've actually met Alan too, Wagner. When I worked at USA, he would come up there and get his tires changed. And, you know, Alan's just like your dad, man. Down to earth, you know, coolest guy. And, you know, again, letting somebody, you know, especially a 15-year-old kid drive your race car it's bad enough letting a 30-year-old grown man do it. More or less a 15-year-old kid. And, you know, that's cool, man. You know, that just shows you that he has a lot of trust in you as a person, as a driver. And, you know, you went out there and done your thing. And I think you missed it by like just a few points.
Yeah. We had a couple problems with the car for a couple weeks, and we had a little issue with
another kid down there, and it took our hopes away.
Gotta love that.
We went into the night second, and I led over half of the race, and got stuck behind a lap car and ended up finishing third.
Gotta love the lap cars. Sometimes they just don't know how to get out of the way. Before we go, I want to talk a little bit about the other week. You were fastest in practice, fast in qualifying, and then you go out there for the feature, and I think you rolled off like third or fifth, and the car just died on you.
Third, yeah. We changed the plugs, injectors, and coils, and it made the car run better.
That's good. Do you see yourself in a late model, or you don't want to go that far?
I want to go that far.
You want to go that far?
That's a goal.
That's a goal. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I'm not a late model fan.
I like them.
And here's why. I don't like late models because I feel like they're easy. Like, a lot of people say they're not easy to drive. But I think if you can drive a Crown Vic, you can drive it. Or I'll say this. If you can drive a Legend car, you can drive any damn thing. Legend cars are the hardest race car to drive. Period. Nobody can tell me different. And if you've never driven one, you really can't say nothing. Legend cars are probably the hardest things to drive. He said, your dad said, we did race side by side in the 8th, laugh out loud, when I ran out of gas. Like, you beat me. At least he's honest. He said, you beat me. But yeah, I feel like the late models get blowed up too much.
Yeah.
I feel like, the Vics and the Legends bring the two biggest car counts, and I don't feel like they get, like, other than the National Crown and the Mark Dietz Memorial, which the Dietz Fritz Memorial, I don't think it pays. I think it pays $300 to $500 a win. You know what I mean? So it's not something special. And then what does the National Crown pay? $1,000?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't feel like they give you guys the credit where you guys deserve. You know what I mean? But you got, like, the street stocks have always had their big races. They're always had their big races. The modifieds are finally getting a big car count. They're starting to do more with them. The late models, I'll be honest with you, getting rid of the supers for the red button was probably the smartest thing I ever seen them do. There was just no car count there. I feel like they were losing more than they were making.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. I feel like these lower classes, I know I don't have a race car to talk enough about, but I feel like the Crown Vics and the Legends, they just don't get the credit they deserve. And that's not just because you race a Crown Vic. That's not just because the guy I know, John and Xavier, race a Legend. That's me being, and that's anywhere. That's not just Anderson. That's not just Salem. That's not just, that's anywhere, you know what I mean? None of these tracks, the only credit Legends get is the summer shootout, and I think it still pays $300 to win. I don't feel like the Vics and the Legends get enough credit.
Yeah, they don't pay enough.
What does it pay, $150 to win?
$150, $175, something like that.
So $75 more, $50 more than what we pay. You know what I mean? And we bring 8 cars, or 6 cars, you know what I mean? Like, you guys bring 30. I mean, to me, you guys should be at least making $300 to $500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To win. I don't know. Like, I feel like the Vic division is going to be the next Thunder car division.
That's what I think so too.
I think, and here's the problem I think the Vics are going to run into. It's going to be rims. It's getting rims. I feel like they just need to make like an aero rim, or go to an aero rim that works and go to a racing rim. I mean, they're already coming out with them composite noses. To me, unless you go run Salem or you go run Winchester with it, I don't think the composite nose helps.
Me neither.
I think you can. Austin and your dad and yourself have proved it time and time again. You guys can go out there, and this is not me saying nothing bad, but you guys can go out there with a $500 race car and be just as competitive as them guys out there that are buying these $7,000, $8,000 race cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that your guys' cars are $500, but I'm using that as an example because, some of them guys, they put big money in these cars, these Crown Vics, and you guys go out there with bone stock, throw a roll cage in, and go racer. You know what I mean? And you know, you, your dad, and Austin go out there and be, you know, just as competitive. I've seen your dad get in that Crown Vic, and I feel like I'm watching a dirt race. I want to take you to the firecracker, LOL, not as many cars. Yeah, I went and watched the firecracker with Xavier last year because we went around the Legend, and I don't think there was very many. I think it was like 20 or 23 cars. There weren't very many. It was like a normal Anderson show. But yeah, I mean, that's what I like about you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like guys that go out there and make themselves bigger than what they are. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I like about you, your dad, and Austin. You guys are down to earth. You guys work your butts off to gain a little bit, whether it be a 10th or half a 10th. You know what I mean? Like, you guys work your butt off to get that 10th. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the guys I like being around. I don't like guys that, you know, just throw money into a race car or buy a big $1 million race car to go out there just to be fast. You know what I mean? Anybody can drive. I put you in, you know, this race car, you know, give you a couple races, you could be just as fast as I am. You know what I mean? You know, but it's just like getting in a Vic. You know what I mean? Like, I could get a $7,000 Vic and be fast. Anybody can. You know, that's a driver. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like the Vic division is going to go somewhere. I think it's going to take a couple years. Because, I mean, again, it's like the Thunder cars. You know what I mean? They grew. They dropped off. They grew a little bit, and then they fell off. And then they're just not existing anymore. And I think that's kind of what everybody's wanting to see, if the Vics are going to do the same thing, if they're going to grow. And I think another big problem with the Vics is there's no tech. To me, the tech's not tech. I mean, because you guys have a gear rule, right? You have to have a certain gear.
373, I do believe.
Right. So you guys got a gear rule. And it's got, I think this year, I seen something about it has to be a sealed gear.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I seen something about that. But I mean, that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Tech brings cars and it can push cars away. You know, if you have no tech, you're gonna lose cars.
Yeah.
You know, especially when guys come down there and, you know, I feel like, you know, I know last year, I think it was Mount Lawn that had a bunch of problems with the tech when they had the that big Crown Vic race. I think it was Dalton Carter that won it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Mount Lawn had a big Crown Vic race down there, and it was just, I was reading on Facebook, it was just a nightmare.